chapstick break. The reason I'm doing this video is that this is something I've been trying to do, actually not even trying, I didn't really care, for like years upon years, is that I actually auditioned for America's Got Talent. And this year it was way more convenient because it was actually virtual. I didn't have to drive 4 hours to New York, which is just a wonderland right now.
We all just start screaming and then I'm hugging these women I've never met before. We're all like hugging and like crying. It's amazing. Everyone's releasing everything they had inside. You know, we're all just releasing it.
I got to sit home and basically perform, and it was pretty easy, but they have you fill out couple things online. It's like, oh hey, yeah, you gotta be 18. If not, you gotta have your parent with you. Totally fine. Oh hey, yeah, there's a Zoom link, show up at this time. It told me I chose 3 p.m. Awesome, 3 p.m. You think that you're gonna click the Zoom link, the guy or the producer is gonna be there, do they audition, then you're done. You could go for the rest of your day, play some Halo, and you're good. No, so you click the link, you're in the waiting room. It's a literal waiting room with like 250 other people in there, and literally I was there and I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna be like a 10-15 minute wait, and I signed in like 10 minutes early, like 2:50 I signed in. A bunch of other people, actually with all of those 250 people, you're not performing in front of them, you're just waiting in line. So I'm thinking, what, it's gonna be like a 20-30 minute wait? Okay, no problem. 2 hours and 45 minute wait. Thank God this was virtual, because can you imagine waiting outside in November to perform a act that's supposed to last for a few seconds? That's another thing. They do not tell you this at all in any of the paperwork. Not that I don't. I could go through all the paperwork. They will not tell you this. You're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna perform this. You think you want to do a song, like you want to do like a 2-minute song, 3-minute song. You want to do I want to do like a 4-trick act. Like I want to do this, like show them a whole like set. Once you sign in and you have like all your stuff ready, they hammer it in so hard that you have 90 seconds. 90 seconds to do your whole act. So I had to cut everything out and I had to do one trick. So I decided to do my 8-can, and that was kind of it makes sense now. I understand why they did it, because when you have a massive television show like this where a lot of people want to get on, a lot of people became famous for it, and when you have so many people, you have to consolidate and make it. You had to consolidate and make it more accessible for the producers to go through the stuff. And what I really hated about this whole thing was that you had one producer in there basically talking to everyone. Everyone's muted, thank Christ. Everyone's muted. You only hear the producer, and he played one video probably like 10 times, where it was the other finalist, other winners and finalists of other AGT seasons. Like they had Shin Lim, they had Piff the Magic Dragon, they had some other person, they had some girl that did puppets I'd never even heard of, some ventriloquist chick. Who else did they have? They had some comedian. The funny thing is, anyone who was a magician, I had no clue who they were, because I honestly don't watch America's Got Talent. People usually just tell me there's some magic guy on there, they remind me of him. I've seen a couple clips, but they played it over and over and over and over, and it was basically like, yeah guys, just make sure you have 90 seconds to perform your trick. Yeah, you have 90 seconds. After the 90 seconds, the producer will tell you to stop. And it was very, you didn't know how, they just kept saying producers. I know it was pre-recorded, and you have the other producer in the chat saying, oh hey, you might have one producer, you might have 2 producers. Like I said before, I had to wait 3 hours to be connected to a producer, and that meant you had to keep your camera on the entire time, but you are muted. So it's basically you get to see other people, or other people get to see you sit in your office. and I had to take like 4 or 5 bathroom breaks running in and out of my office. I was watching like YouTube videos, but you had to like pay attention to the little stupid Zoom thing, because you could be pulled in at any time. It could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. So you're basically on edge the whole time. It's very erratic. So I waited the 3 hours, and my screen just changes, and just a producer just pops up. And actually, also, my headphones died in the middle of it, so I had to charge and let it sit there. And when the producer popped in, I had to put the headphones in immediately. The producer popped in, and this dude, he looked like he just wanted to fucking die. I don't want to be rude, but he was all out of life. He literally looked like Lori Lightfoot from Detroit. That's exactly who he looked like. White guy, actually. I just mean like the bag under eyes. It was just like, hey, what are you performing? Where are you from? And I probably know why he felt like this, because I looked through the entire Zoom, what do you call it, catalog, everyone's face and stuff. A lot of it were children, and I don't want to be rude, but children aren't very good. I've met some kids good at amazing at some things, but like when you're going through hundreds of just children performing something, and you have to go through that footage live, I could just only imagine. But this guy just looked like he was completely just zoned out. He just wasn't there. So I went in and I had to rush through my trick, because I tried to time it out that whole 3 hours I was practicing. And I actually messed up. Actually, I didn't mess up. It was just I froze. Because the trick that I do is a can. It's like, name any card. Okay, give me a number. I'm not going to give it away, but there's a certain calculation you have to do. What he also did, it was kind of annoying, where it's like, oh, hey. I'm like, okay, name a card. I think he said the 10 of hearts. All right. No, it was the 8 of hearts. I was like, name a card. He said the 8 of hearts. All right, cool. All right, where do you remember seeing the 8 of hearts? Was it first, second, third, 27, 20, between 1 and 52? Where do you remember seeing the 8 of hearts? His response, which I never heard before, 2/3 down. Dude, that's not a number. I don't know how much that is. 2/3 of 52. I don't know. I'm like, dude, what number is that? He's like, I don't know. He said like 28 or something like that, which is more 50%. I don't know, but he just like, it was just weird, and it kind of threw me off. And then I tried to calculate some things in my head, and I kind of just froze, and like I got really nervous, and then I kind of just stood there for like a good couple seconds, and I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, can I just start over? I just took the deck, and I was like, I just took the deck, and I was just stuck there, and I was like, all right, man, all right, can you just name a different card, because you just totally threw me off. And he said 5 of clubs. How much? 26. Much easier if you know what I'm talking about. And I did it, made it, and he was just like, oh, wow. Yeah, that was kind of his reaction to the whole thing. And I don't know if you ever saw my last video talking about doing my first virtual show, is that I have my camera set up over here and my computer set up over here. There's a wire going under my desk to the computer, so I cannot see my computer desk. I can't see my desktop unless if I glance over here, and I can't really see the guy's reaction. I could just hear, wow. And it's basically like, yeah, that was cool. So we'll let you know if you're in the show, like, February. But that's what I've been waiting, 3 hours, and then I gotta wait like 3 more months to know if I made it. Awesome. Wow, thanks. I know I'm really just joking. I know these people have to go through, every year, they have to go through hundreds upon hundreds, actually not every year, every day for a certain amount of time. I think it's like 4 or 5 But like they probably had to spend like a week going through thousands of people of just awful singing, awful performances, awful comedy. Yeah, dude, auditions, they suck ass. And you spend most of your time, it was basically like waiting for a flight in your own house to go nowhere. It's that's the only way I can describe it. But yeah, guys, that's basically my AGT experience so far if I got into the show. But I just been told for years, every time I perform for anybody, it's like, oh my god, you should go on America's Got Talent. And then you hear people that have been on the show, they just go, yeah. Or I don't know. It's just also they've had so many magicians on there. I think that's the only standout people on. Also, another thing, I was wearing a black, it wasn't this, it was a black Calvin Klein V-neck with a black sports jacket. And then I don't know, yeah, I was kind of being like a creep, and I was going through like other people's like cameras or whatever, and you could see other people. I swear to God, another guy with a black sports jacket on with a black t-shirt using red playing cards. There were bicycles, but using red playing cards. And I just took the jacket off. I'm like, no, dude, just I can't. I gotta. We all can't look the same. And also review. Trick's not in here. Thank Christ. Review coming soon when Illusionist drops the trailer, and I'll review that too. But so far, that is all, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.